No one can hurt me. That's my job. In the moment I see you as terrible and unkind, in that moment, my life becomes unkind. It can never, ever be what you say that hurts me. It's what I think about you that is hurting me.
Well, I always say to people, remember, the sea is actually made up of drops of water. That what you do where you are is of significance. I mean, don't be looking forward to necessarily being able to do spectacular things. Did you know they say in Africa there is only one way of eating an elephant?
What is it?
One piece at a time. We should not be overwhelmed by the fact that this task seems so impossible. Do what you can, where you can, to the extent that, because it may just be that your act of courage encourages someone else who was slightly more apprehensive, and that person says, hey, he's done that, maybe I can, and it builds up, and it builds up, and it builds up.
As we navigate life, we encounter certain situations that cause us to go into a state of mind that wants to blame people and conditions for the hurt and pain we feel. We think these people are inconsiderate, mean, hateful, spiteful, and not worthy of the name human being. If you are a news watcher, you see a lot of the negative things people do to each other and the retaliation and vengeance that it breeds. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Jerry Springer is famous for portraying these acts as a form of entertainment. But what does it take to forgive someone who has done something to you? I remember an incident 12 years ago that tested my forgiveness threshold to the core. I was working night shift for a company that made Girl Scout cookies. The equipment broke down and we sent everyone home early. I returned to the house about 2 a.m. and found a stranger in my kitchen. Shocked to see this man, I asked where my wife was. She was in the bathroom. I went down the hall and found her cleaning herself up. She was very surprised to see me. I quickly put two and two together and turned to the kitchen to confront the stranger, but he was gone. Out the front door, halfway down the block in a full run. Obviously, I had interrupted a midnight rendezvous. This was the end of innocence for me. I had two options: end the marriage and move on, or forgive. I chose forgiveness. It was not easy, and our relationship will never be the same as when I was in innocence, but we are still together 12 years later, and I am a different person. My view of the universe has expanded, another layer of the onion skin peeled from my eyes. I thought, if I could forgive someone for this, what limit is there to forgiveness? A few weeks ago, I ran across a presentation given by a documentary filmmaker, Laura Waters, who had filmed some family members of the Rwanda genocide in 1994. 1 million people had been killed in a frenzy of hatred. Afterward, about 50,000 of the killers had been rounded up. How do you deal with 50,000 murderers? The question was asked, should we kill them too? Being mostly Catholic Christians, they hesitated to return like with like. If your enemy strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. If the killers showed remorse for what they had done, they were released to return back to the village where they had killed their neighbor. They would return to the family and friends of the people they had killed and ask for forgiveness. Not only did they receive forgiveness, but they were given jobs to help rebuild the village, town, or city. This was a total mind blower for me. If these people could offer the hand of forgiveness after watching their family and friends get murdered, how much hope is there for me to forgive? They were living the line in the Lord's Prayer, And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. What is it that makes us want to get revenge, an eye for an eye? Is it not our attachment to the things of this world? What if there was something more important than the material possessions in this world? What if free will is the most valuable thing in the universe? I am not saying you should allow someone to harm you. Paradise is a few miles down the road, but maybe today you can forgive someone for something they did to you while they were in a lesser state of consciousness. Remember how quickly you forgave your childhood friends when they did something wrong to you? What happened to that ability to forgive quickly? It is only by turning the other cheek that we allow the trespasser to see that they are in a lesser state of consciousness. The universe returns to you what you send out. Choose to send out unconditional forgiveness and watch the world transform itself to meet your new vision.
So, who are we? We are the life force power of the universe with manual dexterity and 2 cognitive minds. And we have the power to choose moment by moment who and how we want to be in the world. Right here, right now, I can step into the consciousness of my right hemisphere where we are. I am the life force power of the universe. I am the life force power of the 50 trillion beautiful molecular geniuses that make up my form, at one with all that is. Or I can choose to step into the consciousness of my left hemisphere, where I become a single individual, a solid, separate from the flow, separate from you. I am Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor, intellectual, neuroanatomist. These are the we inside of me. Which would you choose? Which do you choose? And when? I believe that the more time we spend choosing to run the deep inner peace circuitry of our right hemispheres, the more peace we will project into the world, and the more peaceful our planet will be. And I thought that was an idea worth spreading. Thank you.